Interning in the music industry gives you the opportunity to learn the skills that will one day make you employable. But writing a great resume, doing a really good interview, and then doing really well on the internship requires some skills. So I sat down with Austin Karwowski of Hypnosis Music Publishing to get the insider's scoop. I'm going to sit down on my desk and let's do this. Let's go ahead and talk about getting the internship first. Let's talk about resumes and let's talk about customizing it for the particular internship that you're going for. And then also in the special skills area, let's talk about being a little bit personal. Let's hear it from Austin.
What I look for is somebody who's trying to set up their resume as best as they possibly can with as many experiences as they can for the position that they're working to sort of fill or be in. In my case, if it's something in the world of sync, if you're working in creative sync, if you're working in licensing, some sort of experience either working in the world of film or TV or assisting somebody working in that world. And even if it's something like, you shot a short film and then picked music with, your friend in your backyard, like that's great. And that shows like what you're driven to do. I love reading those personal interests and I love seeing somebody's super excited about, badminton, or they're really into, birding, like bird watching. Like that's really cool. And I love to be able to because if I see bird watching, I'll be like, oh, my great aunt and great uncle, are bird watchers. How did you get into that? And I find that that's a really easy way to start an interview.
Now let's talk about the interview process. Let's talk about going in and being authentic. Let's talk about speaking the right language and also asking the right questions. Here's Austin.
I find a lot of times somebody will come in and try to act as if they are the perfect thing for the role rather than being themselves and letting the role work with them. I would much rather somebody come in and say, hey, your catalog has a ton of rock stuff, but I'm really excited about country music. And you don't have a lot of country music, but that's okay. I'm excited to learn about rock because of this. And I'd love to introduce ways that we can, and that's a much more comfortable interview for me. Every company speaks differently. Every industry speaks differently. And so it's one of those, I was talking to my parents and I address most people as hi rather than hello. And that was something that was a very easy thing for me to do. But then my dad who works in insurance, it's a totally different thing. And he's like, why would you do that? That's too, informal. Asking questions, and questions specifically that can't be found online, can't be found in the job description, can't be found with a simple Google search. The kinds of questions that are hey, how did you, land in the world of sync, specifically video games? Or how did you get your job at Hypnosis? Or questions about the actual job. Those are things that I'm really excited to hear.
All right, now let's talk about doing well on the internship. Let's talk about being a problem solver. Let's talk about taking the initiative, but also taking your time with it too. Let's talk about doing what you're told. Let's talk about not making excuses, and let's talk about being on time. Let's hear it from Austin.
Problem solving is truly paramount for me. An email hey, somebody's sitting at my desk, I'm not sure where I should sit. That's not something that I'm necessarily excited to handle. It's something that I would much rather have an intern, sort of say, okay, this is where I typically sit. Is there another place I can sit? Those kinds of things are things that, may come across as obvious or may come across as a bit of a challenge, but those are the things that I really look for. And instead of jumping into the initiative, just take it all in for 1 second. Let it kind of come to you. Get a feel for what may happen, what may work. I love nothing more than, an intern who's working in sync that's really excited about A&R to come to me and to say hey, the last few weeks, you've shown me a couple writers that you're taking a look at. Can I show you a couple writers that I've been really excited about? You may know them, you may not. I'd love to show them. That's really great. But right on the first day or in the first week, that's something that I'm a little bit hey, whoa, let's take a second. If I ask an intern, hey, please send a text or send an email or call me at the beginning of every day, just so I can let you know if there's something that's worth checking in on. And then that person doesn't call or doesn't text or doesn't email, or that's something where I'm sort of okay, I'd like to hear a little bit more, even if it's just a, hey, things are going well. Another no-no is just miscommunication, just the excuse game. When it's, hey, I was sick, and then the next time it's, hey, my car broke down. Look, life happens. I absolutely get that. But at a certain point, we get it when it's every single Monday morning and that you're not coming in and it's after a long Sunday night. And look, there's grace with everything. If you're new to LA and you don't understand, that's fine. And if you're new to New York and you don't understand the train system, that's fine. There's a grace period. But by the third week,
right. So that's pretty much it, you guys. Whether or not it's music publishing, A&R, or management, interning in the music industry gives you the opportunity to learn the skills that will one day pay the bills. My name is Bobby Borg, helping you turn your passion for music into a more successful business. Be sure to like and subscribe and to check out the next video. Peace.